Hi, guys. Welcome to the podcast or episode or whatever this is. It's been a long time since we saw you guys. I'm pretty sure it's like a couple of months.
Maybe a
Me
bit
and Shashank
less.
have been, yeah, maybe a bit less. Me and Shashank have been like extremely busy with our lives, so we couldn't make a video. I mean, the truth is like motivation was like pretty low because of how how well United and Spurs are playing. Yeah, but hopefully we'll get back on track, get back to making more videos regularly, and this is like our comeback video, you can call it. So, yes, Shashank, how does it feel to be back in front of a huge audience?
Pretty good. Excited to talk about things we have always been talking about in our videos, I think, to a large extent. The same routine that we kind of follow. But I think the season is at that stage where things are getting more interesting. And most of the things that we talked about was way too early in the season with almost no backing and more of like being fans and talking and wanting our teams to win than teams actually performing or being in a good run of form or whatever. So yeah, good exciting topics. Nothing much changed from the last time I think we talked in terms of topics, but today we are planning to talk about the top six race. We're planning to try to do our best to keep the video as short as possible. So the three topics that we are talking about today is the top six race, the relegation battle, who's going to stay up and who's probably going to get relegated, and a quick look at the road to finals in the UEFA Champions League as well. So yeah, I think we'll start off with whatever Pratik says.
Let's just get the top six thing out of the way so that I don't have to deal with it. God, good God.
So before this video started, fun fact, Pratik was crying for like half an hour is what he told me before we started recording it. I wasn't crying as such because I think I'm happy enough to know that Spurs have won back-to-back games, which they haven't won since Boxing Day is what I learned. But whatever.
Oh my God.
That's the kind of levels we are at as fans right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you can start off with your top three. Then I'll tell you my top three, and then you can go for four,
Oh.
five, six, and I'll go for four, five,
Hmm.
six. I
The
think
top
the fun part
three.
is 1, 2 is very hard, and 4
Yeah.
is very hard, or rather 4,
Yeah.
5 is very hard. Anyway,
Yeah.
go on.
Okay. So one and two, I it's difficult. It's tight. I was just like thinking about a lot of matches that the teams have to play coming up. It's very close. I expect City and Liverpool to maybe finish a point above each other in the table. It's not going to be more than that. It's not going to be like one of them is going to bottle it from this point in the season. But if you look at the fixtures, Liverpool have a slightly harder run. I mean, at least on paper, they have a slightly harder run of games. Uh, and you know, Liverpool are a team which I don't know, like they still have to play United. I mean, it's not a big game per se, but they have to
They
play
have to play
United, they need to play
Spurs,
Spurs,
they
and
have
they
to
need to
play
play City.
City, obviously. West
And
Ham also, I
City at
think, not like it matters. But
yeah, and City at home, I'd give them the advantage. And I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is injured, which
yeah,
is another like huge blow to how Liverpool like create chances. I'm pretty sure they can see out smaller games because Luis Diaz is good. Jota is like he always comes up with goals. So it's like, yeah, they have the goals to get through the smaller games, but I think City have an edge because one, their squad, and two, they have easier fixtures. So I'm gonna go City first, Liverpool second, and Chelsea third. Of course. Then Chelsea are like they have like nothing to play for. Like apart from the Champions League, they're like they can't go up, they
yeah.
can't go down. They're just like stuck there in the middle.
Chelsea, yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point, I think. Honestly,
Hmm.
just to make this video more controversial, I'm going to tell Liverpool will win.
Hmm.
Because No, all the facts and all the points I have in my head are telling me that City will win. Okay. The first point being, I think is a major point is that Liverpool have won 8 games or 9 games consecutively till now, without dropping a single point. I don't really think they can beat City to the title by winning 17 games straight. It's crazy.
City did
If
it.
they do
City
that,
did it.
it's insane. If they
City did
actually
that
pull
two
that off.
seasons ago.
City did
So
that.
yeah,
I don't expect Liverpool to do that. It's very hard, is what I feel. Of course, another thing why I think Liverpool might win it is because I was listening to people talk about this as well. Liverpool have been consistently good at scoring all kind of goals, like any kind of goal. They are very good at just getting goals, and it's not a common thing that a team kind of outscores City throughout the season, which Liverpool have done this season. They're kind of getting goals from all their forwards in some way, and Luis Diaz has made some impact for sure, significant impact. Um, Whereas City always try to score like the perfect goal in some way. That was kind of clear from their game against Palace, where they had loads of chances with an XG of more than 2, but they somehow couldn't convert because they always look to create some sort of magic, and they don't have these crappy goals or
yeah,
just
they
some goal
play that
which goes
extra
in.
pass, which is
Exactly.
going to
They
shoot
always try
more.
to play that extra pass and make it easier in some way. Liverpool always go for the risk, go for the shots, try to make it hard, so challenge the goalkeeper or something, which is good for them. But yeah, there are points for and against Liverpool. So just for the sake of banter, I think another interesting this thing that I came across was that if you were to put Pep and Klopp in a room and ask them to talk amongst each other, then they would make a deal saying Klopp would say, "You can take Champions League, I will take Premier League because I have more of these and you have more of that." So if they were to compromise, say, their teams and have to, like, say someone gets injured or something and they have to compromise on one of the two of the tournaments, then I would guess that this is how they would compromise, like play a better team for this rather than that for both the teams. So just for that reason, I think I'll just give it to Liverpool. So
I
Liverpool,
think.
City, and Chelsea. I wanted to
Okay.
again be controversial and say Arsenal third, Chelsea fourth, but let's not get it. Anyway, they're actually close, I think. They're only like 2 points behind
5
them
points behind.
with a game in hand.
No, same amount of games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Both have played 28 games. Arsenal are on 54 points. Chelsea are on 59.
Okay, then it's hard. Then it's pretty hard. But do they play each other?
I don't think so, no.
I think they play each other at Stamford Bridge, if I'm not wrong.
Come on, the Chelsea. Yeah, they do. Stamford. Oh,
they do,
play
right?
They play Chelsea on April 20th. They play United on April 23rd.
Yeah.
That week could like actually have Arsenal in
Yeah, that's the fun. Okay,
the fixtures are so fucking easy. Oh my god.
What's your pick for 4, 5, 6?
I'm gonna go. It's gonna be like, I don't know. I don't think it's that high. I think it's gonna be Arsenal, Tottenham, and United. So, I mean, I'm just being as rational as I can. Arsenal, they have like what, 3 points and a game in hand against Spurs. Considerably easier fixtures compared to Spurs, and in much better form compared to Spurs.
I don't think that's true. But okay, yeah. Anyway,
the fixtures.
Yeah, I think Spurs have an easier run of fixtures. Arsenal have to come to Spurs stable.
Come on, that's not a big deal.
No, Spurs have been really good at home.
Spurs need to play Leicester, Liverpool. That's about it.
Yeah, Leicester is not in good form. I'm sure.
Yeah, Arsenal Spurs will have a chance. Chelsea and United. Okay, yeah,
and
slightly harder for
Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Both your derbies are done.
No, we have to play each other. That's not scheduled yet.
Oh, it's not scheduled yet. Okay.
No. They come to
I
Tottenham Stadium. So
okay. So yeah, hopefully that's a draw. Everyone wins. So,
then
but I'm
United
gonna
go ahead. Oh,
so
that
I'm
will
gonna go
be a
Arsenal
crazy.
because yeah, they've been playing very well. They've been getting points. Like they're playing solid. The kids are playing well. Saka, Smith Rowe, Odegaard's been like a good signing for them. So yeah, I'm gonna go Arsenal. Then it's basically a toss up between United and Spurs. It's about like who bottles it more kind of thing. Because both teams are like super capable of dropping points. It's like it's ridiculous how good they are at dropping points. But I feel like United's dressing room is going to have a lot of morale problem because we are out of all competitions, right? There's nothing to play for. You have like Pogba who already made these huge comments in like the French training sessions. He doesn't have anything to play for. Like he's gonna get a move because like he's a good player on a free contract. Loads of clubs gonna play for him. And I think a lot of our players are not a lot of our important players are not going to be motivated because I mean this team is not exactly the team that kind of inspires the squad to do well. Like we don't have such kind of players, unfortunately. So I think Spurs, it's a bigger deal. No, I shouldn't say a bigger deal. I think top four is like a equally big deal for both of them. But I think, I think Conte can fire that team up for the last uh, few months and then they can get some results. So I'm gonna go Spurs and then to United. What about
Interesting.
you?
Obviously, you know what I'm going to tell. I'm always biased. I always like to live in my bubble. Yeah, I think I'll go Spurs, Arsenal, and United.
Okay.
I know that Arsenal are 3 points ahead with the game in hand. That's effectively 6 points ahead. But I honestly feel that Arsenal have had a good run of games where they've been winning. They've been playing well. But when you look at their score lines, obviously I'm a Spurs fan and I follow Spurs pages and all properly. And I listen to a lot of analysis in this space where they're trying to compare how Arsenal is winning and how Spurs is winning or losing, whatever, but how they're playing in general. But Arsenal has mostly been winning one nils. Most of them have been 1-0. They have been conceding decent chances. They have been pretty solid at the back because they've gotten so many clean sheets and stuff, which Spurs or United haven't. Um, but Arsenal, for all the chances they're creating, I feel like Mikel Arteta is kind of replicating what uh, Pep Guardiola does with his team in some way, trying to score a lot of perfect goals, a lot of extra passes in some way, or uh, just not being clinical enough for the amount of chances they're creating. Whereas Spurs, whichever games they've been winning with a goal difference of more than two or more at least. So that means that they are trying to
Mm.
converting their chances in a lot of
So I
ways.
think that's a very I don't know. I don't think I agree with that take because like you can teams have won Premier Leagues winning 1-0. So winning 1-0 is like a very solid scoreline. It's like 1-0 1-0 I like assured like you'd rather be win it more comfortably, but like the attitude and like the nerve you need to have to see through a 1-0 is because 1-0 is that kind of scoreline, right? It's like for the last 20 minutes you're like, what do I do? Do I attack or do I defend? So it's a very confusing scoreline because if you try to attack and you concede, you'll be like, okay, it's gonna be a draw and you need to try to score one more. Or if you sit back and invite more pressure, you can still concede. So it's just you need to find that right balance and mentality of the team to see through a 1-0. And I think from the games or I like every time Arsenal's drawing, I kind of try to tune in to like hopefully that they end up losing so that they drop points. But it's always like they believe that they have a goal in them. They believe
That's
that
true.
somehow they're gonna get a goal. Someone's gonna fire it from somewhere like have like whether it's like a worldie or a tap in whatever. They're gonna get a goal, and I think that belief is going to go a long way in winning games. And it doesn't matter how many goals you win by because I'd rather win 3 games 1-1 than win 2 games final and draw the third game. So it's like
That's
points are
true.
more important
I
at this
agree
stage of
with
the
that.
season with no competitions to play for either team. It's it's what do you call it? Points. However you get the points, it's fine. But at this
I
point, I'd
agree
rather
with
have
everything
points
that you
than
said.
games in hand.
Huh.
So yeah. yeah, one game in hand is not
Yeah,
too bad.
that was just one
But yeah.
point that I wanted to make.
Mhm.
Other than that, I think Spurs have a slightly easier run of fixtures. They've Arsenal obviously have that extra game in hand, but always game in hand is not better than points on the board.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Um, Other than that, I think Arsenal is a bunch of young players. I don't think they have a lot of players who have been there and done that. And at least in the
And
past,
who do Spurs have?
Spurs have good players in that case. Spurs have at least Kane and Son, who have been with Spurs for at
Mhm.
least 5, 6 seasons, and they've proven themselves to be up there. I think Bentancur and Højbjerg, both of them are good players. They're experienced at least. I don't see
Yeah,
that
but
same kind of
Højbjerg is not
experience.
experienced at the top four level. Højbjerg is experienced in the Premier League,
Yeah,
but he's never been in a situation where he's trying to get into the top four. So I don't think you can count that as experience because it's a completely different mentality, right? Like being mid-table in the Premier League and pushing for top four are like two completely different
I
things.
agree with that, but
So
Arsenal don't have them as well. Arsenal just has
I
Partey.
don't like sure, but the thing is I don't think there's a considerable difference between the two teams. Is what I'm trying to say. That's all. Like
I
when it
think
comes to
I
mentality or
think
whatever.
manager matters a lot here. Arteta has kind of, excited the whole squad, young squad. Of course, like, they'll obviously listen to him, but I don't think he has yet proven that he has the grip over a team for an entire season to pull them through to finish at top four. But Conte is not the same,
And
right?
but like it's like this set of Spurs players have let down two managers already. And why do you think that they're not going to let Conte down?
I think 2 points. Both the signings in January are clicking like crazy. They're really going unnoticed, but I really think that their contribution to the team has been immense. Um,
Okay.
Kulusevski has been nominated for Player of the Month as well this time. He's been providing, like, he is the spark who was missing, who can provide the goals and assists, which Lucas Moura or Steven Bergwijn or anyone in that place was not able to do. And not just that, like you can see Kane picking form, which is crazy. You can see Son also in form, has been consistent throughout the season. So I think that way Arsenal have only one or two players who they mostly rely on, which is either Odegaard or Saka. Smith Rowe doesn't start. So I think the odds are slightly in the favor of Spurs, just because slightly easier run of fixtures. They have to come to the stadium to win the points. So it's essentially one extra 3 points which they have, which I think they can drop either against Chelsea because they have to go away to Stamford Bridge to win that, which won't be as easy. Yeah, just some points like that, and obviously me being super optimistic always helps. Anyway, yeah,
Hey, but
those are my points.
glad we agree that United is sixth. That's what I wanted to get out of this video.
uh,
1.5 months I've like tuned football out of my life as to the fact that, like for this video, I was like looking at January transfers and all that. I was like, wait, what? Like, I was like surprised that like Wolves got Huang Hee-chan, dude. Like, he's a solid player. I was like, fuck, what is happening? So, yeah, I was, yeah, I'm
what do you
back to
think? I
discussing
think this is
it.
off the topic, but do you think Ronaldo will stay at United if you were to go to
Oh,
Europa League?
no, if you don't get top four, he's not staying. He's not. You think Ronaldo's gonna play in the Europa League? No fucking way. No, he's not gonna stay. But when I say that, another question that everybody asks is where will he go? And I don't have it. There's no answer for that. Like unless PSG do the impossible, unite Messi and Ronaldo, that's gonna be crazy, dude. If they pull that off, no. Like,
I
anyway,
really
they're
don't
losing
want that.
Mbappe.
I'm already
Anyway, they're
so
losing
pissed at
Mbappe.
them. They're such a fucking useless team. I think I
Pochettino.
was I was seeing some parallels between PSG and what was
He
the
has
other
such
thing?
a good such a good ball carrying midfielder in Van Aldum. He doesn't play him. It's like when every time I watch the PSG team, right? I see the defense, I see the two center mids, and whatever 3 centimeters they play, and then there's a huge disconnect. There is no one who can link play between midfield and attack, and it's literally they rely on counter attacks. They rely on Mbappe's space and those cute balls around the corner to score goals. in the Champions League at least. Like I've never watched them in the French league this year, but yeah, in the Champions League. And that's not gonna work. Like you need midfield. You need, like, especially in the Champions League, especially if you're playing against Kroos, Modric, and Casemiro, you need to get hold of that midfield. You need to get hold of that midfield, push forward, like Barca did, right? Barcelona controlled the midfield, played around these three guys. It was a beautiful game to watch, the El Clasico. But yeah, so I don't. Okay, so it's a parallel, but yeah, this spot play, and I don't understand Pochettino. I don't know why he does that. He has such a good midfield, but
yeah, I don't want to get into all that. I think that's another topic because it will take its own sweet time. Actually, that gives me a good idea for the next video. We can probably talk about United's next manager, and
yeah, let's do that like end of the season, so that I have like there's a good clarity about what we are working with, in the sense with players.
I want to do it right now because I want your unbiased opinion on, we shouldn't know who's almost coming there. Right now, we really don't know.
I see. Yeah.
So who do you want? Who do you think will help?
Okay, let's not talk about it now because I think we're just going to go on a parallel.
So yeah, the next topic that we wanted to talk about was the road to final of the UEFA Champions League. Or do you think we should just finish relegation and then move on to that?
I don't relegation. Yeah, sure. It's a quick topic.
Yeah, it's a quick topic. From what I can see, I think it'll be Norwich, Watford. This third one is the hard one, I feel. I think it is going to be Burnley or Everton. But
no, it's not going to be Everton. Yeah, it's going to be Burnley. Like, I hate it. Like even though Burnley play like horrible football and we always lose or draw to them, I somehow like Sean Dyche. It's like he's like this guy who's everyone is like playing like 4-3-3 false nine, and it's like this guy plays a 4-4-2, gets English players, gets two tall strikers, has literally one guy who can play football in what's his name, the right winger, the left-footed right winger, left-footed left winger. No. Oh my God, he's a United Academy player also. Oh my God, how do I keep forgetting? Dwight McNeil. Literally the only guy who can play some football in that team is Dwight McNeil. I mean, I'm doing a disservice to a lot of like solid Premier League players in that team, but like aesthetically, like dribbling or like having that vision, I think there are not many players in that team who can do that. So yeah, their recruitment was horrible.
I don't see them. But I think the same goes for Everton as well. They have good players, but I think if you literally look at their run of fixtures, you will shit your pants. I'm not even kidding. Just look at who all they're playing next. There's no way they can win even like 10 points out of that. It's impossible, I feel. So if they can't get 10 points, who's an Everton fan, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. He literally lost it. He's like he started like the best anti-jinx campaign I've ever seen. I think start of every game he starts like singing "We're going down." Okay. It's like hoping that I think even the last game they won in the last second or something. It was like
90 plus 9 or something. It will be
90 plus. I'm like, okay, that was ridiculous. Yeah.
That wasn't the last game, was it? Oh yeah, that was the last Premier League game, but they lost 4-0 after that to someone in the cup.
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, yeah. So I think we have similar opinions on that. I can't pick between Burnley and Everton, and I don't think Burnley will survive, but just because Everton is probably a slightly bigger club, new manager, better players, bad run of fixtures though, but let's see. I think the final topic that we want to talk about is
I'll start off. I'll just go through like quarterfinals and semis, then final and result.
Okay.
Fuck.
Or should you go through? You go through quarters. I'll go through quarters. Then
let's do that. Okay. I'm gonna go Liverpool Bayern. Liverpool will
Liverpool,
beat
Bayern.
Benfica. Bayern will beat Villarreal.
Mm-hmm.
Man City.
Huh.
Chelsea.
I
That's
think
my
I am picking the same. We don't have to
yeah.
think too
Like
much.
Real Madrid
Chelsea,
can pull it
Real
off.
is probably, yeah.
Yeah, but like Real, like from what I've seen, they have the ability to have like horrible games,
Yeah.
and if that happens, then it's gonna be. And the thing is, I don't know the state of Benzema's injury. I think he'll be back for the Champions League.
He
He should
might
be
be.
back, but like they're very reliant on him. So they don't have a lot of goals
Way
in
too
them. Like
reliant.
even
Yeah.
though they scored against PSG, like in general, they don't have a lot of goals in that team. So Chelsea are a very hard team to break. So
Yeah.
I think Chelsea have the upper edge. Yeah. And
Yeah.
other things, I think it's very straightforward.
Yeah. The other
I
three is
mean,
pretty
Villarreal
straightforward.
can
Right?
put up a fight. They've been playing really good.
Unai Emery
And
is
Bayern,
underrated in some ways.
yeah, but Bayern, dude, Lewandowski, dude, he'll somehow get a few goals. It's just great.
He'll probably score a hat trick in each leg. Anyway, yeah. Yeah,
So I think that's the
have
easy part of
absolutely no
the
doubts.
prediction done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the
I
harder
think
part.
semi-finals are going to be really hard to predict. But yeah, go for it.
I think it's going to be Bayern and Chelsea in the final. I want to have a repeat. I want to have a repeat of the season that Chelsea won the
2011,
Champions League.
2011,
The Drogba
right?
headers, the Didier Drogba header against Manuel Neuer.
Ah, wow, this is much harder than I thought.
That's just like me hoping, because actually no, oh my god, okay. I'd rather have Chelsea win the Champions League than City or Liverpool, okay? For sure. Like because
twice
Chelsea
in a row.
Oh fuck no. Oh, twice in a row. Fuck. No, Bayern. Please, God. Please. Fuck.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And they equal our record, dude. Fuck. They have 2 Champions Leagues. Oh my god, no. Dude, this is such a horrible scenario for a United fan.
Bayern has to be the ones to win for you to have some.
Benfica, dude. Benfica.
Oh god. Otamendi and Ian Vertonghen are their centre backs. I think each of them, their combined age will be over 70 for sure.
Hey, Benfica, dude, they beat Ajax. They have a chance.
That's true. But they can't.
Ramos, Everton. Oh, dude, this team looks so shit. How are they in the quarterfinals?
Yeah, I think if I were to predict,
yeah, that's bad.
It's super hard. I think Liverpool will go ahead because I just personally feel they're impenetrable, man.
Like,
they're really good.
The thing
they're
is,
just
this podcast is about having like rational opinions about football. But whatever you want to say about Liverpool, I'd highly recommend you just keep it to yourself. and put in like the post and put it in the post description of the video. So if anyone is interested, they can like read your views on Liverpool. But I'd rather have like not talk about Liverpool because I don't want to spoil my week.
Interesting. So to make it even better for you, I think it will be City and Liverpool in the final. I honestly think City are going to try to play one of their best footballs in this competition because they've badly suffered, but in some ways they've been progressing. But that's exactly what we thought about PSG too. And they've obviously taken a shock U-turn or not shock U-turn, whatever. They're out. So yeah, you never know. But I would probably the bookies' favorites would be Liverpool versus City. Honestly, Liverpool and Bayern is kind of hard to predict. I feel more than Chelsea and City. That's what I think. City, I think, are a better team than Chelsea. But Liverpool and Bayern are closer in terms of the quality of teams. So yeah, I would still place my bets on a consecutive all English final, and I don't know who my winner would be. That will be super hard to predict. You go for it first, then I'll tell you.
I did right already. Bayern.
Bayern.
Yeah.
So you said Bayern versus City final and Bayern. Oh,
Bayern
Bayern
versus
versus
Chelsea final.
Chelsea final and Bayern win.
Yeah.
Oof. I think Liverpool will win. That's what I think. Yeah, no more I don't think I need to justify it because it's just it's not even a gut feeling. It's nothing. It's just a guess. So
It's a shit competition
I don't
anyway.
care.
No one cares.
Yeah, nobody
It's
cares.
a crap competition. Yeah.
I'd rather win
Europa
UEFA Conference League. Oh
Yes,
God, did
that
you
is the
just say
tournament
that?
for me. That is the tournament for me.
UEFA
I
Conference
try.
League is the real UCL. Haters gonna hate, but that's the statement I'm
Europa
gonna
League is
make.
trash. Europa League is definitely
Nobody
trash.
cares.
Either it's like Conference League or Champions League. No one cares about Europa League.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, good God.
Fun. Yeah. I think, we've covered everything that we kind of wanted to touch upon. Exciting days, a lot of exciting games for a neutral fan. For a neutral fan.
It's not
Yeah.
exciting. That's like
Not for a Spurs fan or a United fan. But yeah, a lot of exciting games for a neutral, I think. High quality, high tempo games. So yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch. Yeah, it's like I mean, I'm gonna take that fan out of me and kind of watch football for football. So
yeah.
Hey, hopefully Lewandowski and Thomas Muller turn up. That's all I'm hoping for. Dude.
Cool then.
It's kind of sad. I think like when I think about that, it just feels sad that I'm like wishing that a good football team doesn't win. But I've reached this. I'm in a very desperate stage right now. I can't hide it.
Yeah, I have no such inhibitions because I support Tottenham Hotspur. So nothing more to say.
Arsenal finish above you, dude. I mean, you guys are used to it by now, but still.
Not really. We haven't finished above us for 4 seasons now, or 5.
4 trophies in a row. We finished above Arsenal trophy. Ooh.
Pretty much.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be 10 years next year since United won the Premier League. It's ridiculous how quickly time has gone by, and
5 years since a trophy also, right?
Yeah,
2017 was the last.
And it's like we can easily go 23 years, 25 years, like how Liverpool did. It's
Liverpool
not as hard
won
as
trophies. Oh, you mean just Premier League?
Premier League, yeah. I mean, even Liverpool didn't. They didn't win. They won like league cups in between. Then they won a Champions League the season before they won the Premier League. But
no, they won it in 2005.
But I mean, when they won the Premier League in 2019 or 2020,
2020. But they won 2 Champions Leagues,
years.
right?
What?
They beat AC Milan.
Yeah. They're 15 years apart. That is. I'm like since 2005 to 2018, or sorry, in 2019, like literally nothing, right? Like I think they won a League Cup or something, if I'm not wrong. So they won like 15 years with like no major trophies. Like so, I just see that it's so easy to do that. Like you can just if like the
how do you even live through this period, dude? It's crazy. See, I am not used to this because I am not used to winning trophies. So it doesn't feel as bad to me. I started watching only after Spurs never won a trophy. So, it's crazy. I can't imagine what.
I think I feel slowly as time goes by, if I like kind of think about it, right? I've seen more of shit United than good United. Like I watched, like what I started following football, say
more of you mean
6. Yeah. I've only got like 4-5 years of like the good United. I got like the end of the good United, and then it's all been crap. Like since 2013. So it's reached a stage where I don't know. My identity as a fan is like seeing United play bad, not good. Because like I remember goals, I remember moments from from the good old days, but like when I think about United playing, only what they've done over the last 6-7 years comes to mind. So like if someone asks me how Fergie used to play, right, it's so hard for me to describe because like that fundamentally as a concept, I don't see it anymore. I don't see United play that way anymore. So yeah, it's very difficult. Forget it. Let's just end the podcast. Let's just Everyone is doing well. Our viewer is also doing well, hopefully. So
I like how the S is not there because there is no S. But okay.
They're our viewers, our loyal viewers.
Yeah.
Who, I think we should start like a Patreon or something for that person to contribute to our channel.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, this video reaches more people.
Yeah.
Cool.
There
On
are
that note, I think we'll call it a day.
Mhm.
Please like, share, and subscribe the video if you were in any way happy to spend these 40 odd minutes with us.
Mhm.
All right. See you guys. Bye.